What is an RRSP? RRSP stands for Registered Retirement Savings Plan. Today we're going to diagnose this type of account and when it should be used. Now, just a disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I'm just going over my own experiences and my own research and what I have found, so please remember to do your own research on these topics. Okay, so the first way I'd like to describe this account is, again, like a bucket that you put your money into. So this is a type of account that will hold investments. And within this account, you can have GICs, mutual funds, stocks, or different types of investments. Now, one of the largest advantages of this account is that when you contribute to this account, it reduces your taxable income. So say I make $60,000 a year and I contribute $5,000 to my RRSP, I will only be taxed on $55,000. Now, most of the time you cannot contribute directly to an RRSP, so you will have to contribute with after-tax dollars, and then you will get that money back with a refund check the following year. The money then that you put into an RRSP can be put into investments. Ideally, these investments will grow, and when you take the investments out of the account, that is when they are taxed. Now, I want to try to be clear about this because this is where I got confused when I initially heard about RRSPs. Now, when you take the money out, there will be a withholding tax. Since when you take money out of your RRSP, it will be taxed at your normal tax rate. Since it will be taxed at your normal tax rate, when taken out, the government kind of preemptively takes their portion when you take the money out of the account, and that is the withholding tax. So there is no extra tax or fee to take it out, just the tax that you would owe anyway by taking the money out. Now, the withholding tax does increase based on the amount that you take out of the account, so make sure that you reference those numbers when taking it out, and there is a chance that you might have to pay more or less at the end of the year depending on how much you've made that year in other income. Now, I know that part's pretty confusing. I tried to explain it the best I can, but I did get pretty confused about that, so just make sure you do some research about that to completely understand it, but it made me feel a lot more comfortable with the account after I did understand that. So this means that some years it might be better for you to take money out of the account ahead of time before retirement, because essentially whatever you take out will just be added onto your income. So say next year you know you're not going to make a lot because you quit your job or you want to take a sabbatical year, that might be the time to take money out of that account. So there is a lot of tax planning that goes along with that account. I think it might be helpful to talk to a financial advisor if you're thinking of doing that, just to make sure everything is how you think it is going to be, because all of this can be pretty confusing, but that's my general understanding of the account and how it works and how you can make that account optimized for you. Another thing to note is for the investments within the account, I made another video about TFSAs and how some of the investments are taxed within that account, if you want to check that out. But for an RRSP, it's a bit different. Specifically for US investments that you have within your RRSP, any dividends from those within your RRSP will not be taxed, unlike with a TFSA. So this is likely the ideal place for you to keep your US investments because you do get that advantage. It also would be worth noting that it is sometimes recommended to keep your more safe investments within an RRSP because generally they will not grow as much. So you will have less to be taxed on when you do take it out. So that's another strategy that I've heard of people doing. Now, for people that have employee matching programs at their work for retirement, I just wanted to go over some aspects of that as well as pension plans. Now, for your defined contribution and employer match, that will deduct some space from your RRSP contribution room, as well as your pension will deduct space from your RRSP contribution room. So just make sure that you're checking the CRA website to see what your contribution room is and what you've contributed previous years, so you can account for how much you can contribute this year. But it is important to note that those contributions do reduce your contribution room, just so you know that that is being done. Now lastly, there is an option that you are able to take money from your RRSP to contribute to your first house. So keep that in mind, but you do have to repay that amount that you take out. So also keep that in mind as well. However, for a house, there is a new plan that came out, I think a couple years ago now, called an FHSA. I will also make a video on that to explain the benefits of that account, but that one is the best one that I can see for purchasing your first home. Okay, that's everything today for RRSPs. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll try to answer them the best I can. See you next time.